Hello and welcome everyone. Figured in this video we would change up the topics a little bit and I'll talk about another one of my businesses that I don't mention a whole lot just simply because there's not as much going on in that business. It's much smaller, it's much more simple, much less chaotic compared to the moving company with trucks constantly breaking down and trucks starting on fire, employees doing crazy things. All that, this business is much more simple, and that is my pool cleaning business. Now, this is a wonderful small business that I am really happy that I got into several years ago when I did. This was one of my first legit businesses. It was my first business with an employee, I guess I should say. Starting out, I've had small businesses pretty much as early as I could. Starting at like 13 years old, I started a small landscaping business, which allowed me to save up about $17,000 or so before the age of 17, which then allowed me to do much bigger things. But my first real business with an employee and more processes and more customers was this pool cleaning business that I started when I was 18 years old when I first moved to Arizona. I lived in Minnesota the first, pretty much 18 years of my life, moved to Arizona, and within a few months ended up starting a pool cleaning business after I had worked with someone I'd met who owned a pool repair business. And after I'd done a few repairs, I would help him install heaters and stuff, kind of just like little odd jobs as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. I kind of realized like, hey, this could be a decent small business, and I ended up starting one, a pool cleaning business, and it's very cheap to start. I just used the vehicle I had at the time. I didn't have a pickup truck or anything like that, so like the chemicals were in the vehicle with me. I just have the pole hanging out the back hatchback of the vehicle, and for about $1,000 I started this business and just started marketing around my neighborhood, just talking to everyone I could to pick up customers, and it picked up steam very fast. I think within the first 2 months, the first month, I will say, actually, I take that back. It didn't pick up steam very fast for about the first month. The first month, I didn't know what I was doing, did a bunch of marketing, nothing worked, I got 0 customers. But then by the end of the second month, I probably had 15 or so customers. Figured out marketing a little bit, figured out how to actually get customers and quote people and do things right. I landed my first account, which was actually kind of funny because that was the first time I ever cleaned a pool, was my first paying customer. So I guess that's kind of a fake it till you make it kind of thing. And I was just like, you're looking at YouTube, trying to figure things out. Just kind of what you have to do sometimes when you're first starting out. So yeah, end of the second month or so, I had about 15 customers. End of the third month, probably about 30. And I ended up growing that to about 85 customers. And by the time I had 40 or so, I had someone hired doing all the cleaning for me because I was focusing then all my attention on the moving company, which I purchased pretty quickly after starting the pool cleaning business. So I had all this going on, moving company, pool cleaning. The pool cleaning business just never got quite as much attention because the moving company was so much larger and doing many multiples in revenue per month versus the pool cleaning business. But I always loved the pool cleaning business because I would spend 5 hours a month on it and make a couple $1,000s, and I loved that. And eventually, I ended up selling that pool cleaning business. And this is different than kind of the video I'm making right now. So I sold my original pool cleaning business. It ended up being about 60 or so accounts, maybe 63 accounts. Don't remember exactly, it was a few years ago when I sold it, so it got a little bit smaller because of less attention, and ended up selling that first route for about $54,000. And that wasn't bad for a business that I made money every month, spent about 5 hours a month, and then got this check for about $54,000. And I was stoked on that. I was like, this is probably the easiest $54,000 that I've ever made. Went straight into the bank account, and after that, I was like, okay, how can I do this again? The only problem is, once it's too small to really have an employee full time, it's kind of hard to get it started. How exactly do I do this? And so I eventually partnered with my brother to start another pool route. I gave him half of the business and said, okay, this is exactly how you get customers. I'll give you half the business, you get the customers, you service them, we'll build this up, and then we can decide either to sell the route again or hire people out, build it out, have this nice recurring revenue every single month. The nice thing about the pool cleaning business, again, is you get that stable income every single month. You know you have whatever 50 accounts, you know you're going to pull in X amount of dollars, plus you also get first dibs at all the repair work, which could be arguably the most valuable part about owning a pool cleaning business is you get dibs on those first repairs because those are really high margin and higher ticket price items. It's not uncommon for a pool cleaning repair job to be, $500, $600, sometimes thousands of dollars, and your margins are 30, 40% on those. So I've even thought about the idea of having really cheap cleaning just so you can do all the repairs and make the high margin, but I never ended up trying that out. But there's a lot of money there. Plus you get the reoccurring bill, which is the hardest part about owning the moving company, for instance, because the summer months are so busy, the winter months are so slow, it's hard with staffing, things are inconsistent even within a month. The first and last week are different, are much more busy than the middle weeks. It's kind of all over the place. It makes it really hard with staffing and to get things scheduled and to have just a consistent money coming in. You have to save for the winter, then during the summer. Anyways, that's the toughest part about a more seasonal business. It's really nice to have that recurring revenue. That's why you see so many businesses now, software companies, basically every company tries to turn their business into a service now with a monthly subscription. That way they can have this consistent cash flow coming in every single month. They know they got X amount of dollars coming in. It makes it so much easier to budget, and people suck at canceling things. So you're definitely going to make more money if you can get someone to sign up for a subscription. Anyway, so I sold that first one, partnered up with my brother. He moved down to Arizona, and it had a bit of a slow start, but we got things going. I think within like 3 or 4 months, we had about 35 accounts. However, from this point, my brother unfortunately got quite sick and was in the hospital for a few weeks. He had a surgery, and then about 2 months later, got even more sick. I'm not going to go into too many details there, but he was unable to do as much work. I mean, he was very sick, and the whole thing was scary and unfortunate. And at this time, the pool cleaning business had to be downsized quite a bit. Eventually, he was able to get back to work very part-time. It was like half a day, 1 day a week, and we just kind of kept it at that. We didn't really push it or anything like that. We just kept it at growth. We just wanted him to, focus on getting better and focus on his health. And that was about 9 months ago when all that craziness happened. And then eventually he was like, okay, I really need to focus on my health. Let's, do something with the business. We ended up negotiating a sale for the remaining accounts, which was not many, which is why I kind of debated on even making this video, because the sale amount wasn't super significant, but the lessons learned along the way I felt was worth creating a video. I thought it would be educational to kind of hear about the pool cleaning business, about the sale of a business, and kind of just how these things work. So we were down to very few accounts. Like I said, it was half a day's worth of work, and we were down to 7 accounts, and then we ended up selling that to someone for just under $5,000. And just for reference, how pool cleaning routes typically get priced is 10 times monthly reoccurring cleaning. So let's say you have 10 customers at $100 a month. That's $1,000 a month. You multiply that by 10, that's about how much you could sell it for, $10,000. And the reason why this is an excellent business sale-wise is because you can get really good at picking up accounts like I was able to, and I could get accounts for around $30 or $40 and then resell them years later for $900 to $1,000 per account. So you can get this massive, potentially up to 30 times your investment return on getting these accounts and make money the whole time you're holding those accounts. But you have to have all the logistics and systems in place and be able to take care of those customers and take care of things. Typically for the sale route, for a larger route, I would go through a broker who then finds someone to purchase it. There's escrows, there's contracts involved. It's more official. With this smaller one, my brother found a small buyer who was able to fork up a down payment and then pay us some monthly installments for a couple months to pay it off. Like I said, it's not a huge sale price, but I figured it was significant in a small sale of a business. Plus, I've never really talked in depth about selling my original route. Now, the real question is, do I do it all over again? I mean, I have so much going on in way of businesses and my YouTube content and what I want to do next. I have a million things to do next. And always in the back of my mind is, should I start another pool route? Because it's literally always been profitable for me. It's a relatively simple business. And really, if any of you have questions about potentially starting a pool route, feel free to message me or leave them in the comments below, because I think there's a great opportunity there for someone who's willing to put in some hustle. And I think it's a wonderful business. Even if you want to hold on to the business, I think it's great if you want to be a business owner and never have employees. You can pick up 85 to 100 accounts and make, $100,000 plus per year working for yourself. Working 5 days a week, you can take the weekends off, make your own schedule. It's quite a good deal. Anyways, that's the story on this. Hope you guys like this kind of video. If you do have any topics that you want me to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I always feel like I'm not super interesting, so I always hesitate to talk about myself too much, but you guys requested me doing more content like this. Anyways, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.